Okay, here's all the gear for Lake Berryessa 2019 for the weekend of June 28th. So you've got the bag, little in-gear backcountry bag, has a lot of room. You've got the reels, Shakespeare Tiger, a bigger Shakespeare Tiger, and then an Abu Garcia Silver Max. We've got all our baits kind of for bass here. Let's just go through some of the materials. We've got big game, 15-pound monofilament, 900 yards, and then 275 yards of 20-yard mono. We've got a scale with a tape measure in it, pliers, a fillet knife and case. Let's get into some of the soft plastics. Little crawfish from Lunker City, real good company. Eel Eliminator Game Changer lures, they're a kind of newer company. It's a real good Carolina rig setup. I got 2 bags of those as well. Some big bite little swim baits, kind of look like the zooms that you get, like the Sexy Shads or the Super Flukes, stuff like that. Got some Rage Swimmers, kind of like the Kitech, the Swing Impact kind of things. Real good for bass. I got them with the white, with the glitter, because the shad are running this year about this time. Some real small, sort of like gulp kind of things. Grubs, my bad. 2 inches, little chartreuse, and then some jig heads for those that are in the box, real small, like 1/8 ounce jig heads. And then what else? We got worms here. Nice worms by Riot. Never really heard of these guys, but I got them in a mystery box, and they got some real nice colors to them, so they'll be good. Some of my older brother's older worms. He said I could use them to try these on like a drop shot or something. Rattlesnake tournament series. Real good colors with like chartreuse tail, brown body. Nice looking things. We've got the Super Fluke Juniors. Kind of like these little big bites we saw earlier. Let me just get a close-up of these guys. These are the craws I showed you in the first one. They look real nice. They're all scented, these craws, frogs. These guys have a nice little kind of like anise seed kind of scent to them, like black licorice. And so do these worms. These guys are salted. These guys are not scented. These guys are not scented. These guys are not. Got some bigger jig heads, white jig heads. This is an 1/8 ounce. Sorry, I meant a 16th ounce for these guys. A little 16th ounce jig head for these small green guys. 1/8 ounce I might throw on this, on here, and then a 1/4 ounce I might throw on some of the bigger swim baits I have in my tackle box. Let me just get a close up of the reels here. Real nice little setup for panfish. This one my aunt will probably be using. This is a good bass rod. It can catch catfish too. And then this is my bigger catfish rod here with a Okuma reel on it. This is the Shakespeare Ugly Stick Tiger. So this is kind of like the higher end version of that one. That's still a great reel though. And then this is the best reel I'm bringing with me. It's a 1-piece, 24-ton graphite rod, Silver Max with the Silver Max reel that I need to put some line on. I'm gonna put some of that 15-pound on. Let's move on to the tackle boxes. You've got the bass box, all my hard baits, Whopper Plopper. This was my grandpa's old one. Might not use that one too much because I don't want to lose it. That one caught me a big old striper out of the bay. JRP soft swim bait. This is a jerk bait with the swing tails, nice colors for this time of year. Oops, got a hook in my hand there. A nice little shallow diving crankbait. Kind of looks like a shad. Good color for this time of year. This is a Lucky, I forget what it's, Lucky Craft square bill crankbait. One of my favorite type of baits. Got 2 of these shad, 2 of these jerk baits. Other ones. Actually, oh yeah, there's these 2. I've got a little spook, kind of brown trout, another jerkbait, spotted trout, a bunch of little small crankbaits, Let's move into the spinner baits. 2 spinner baits, not gonna use those ones too much. 2 frogs, be good if I'm running around. Some lily pads and stuff. This one is interesting. I got this one today. I don't have, oops, hook in my hand, sorry. I don't have a lot of lipless crankbaits, but this is a lipless crankbait. It's got a nice little colorway to it. Makes some noise. It's got that little black spot, kind of looks like a shad or kind of a bluegill. Looks more like a shad, but when that light reflects off, it gives that kind of purple, bluish glare. It's really nice looking. I don't know what that means. It's a Weston. It's real big. It's about, that's how big it is in my hand. I've got some fairly big hands, so it's a big old lure. That'll be for some bass. I might throw that on that Silver Max or maybe that Tiger, I don't know. We've got chatterbaits here, white chatterbait, and this is what I was hoping to use a lot on that bait caster, Abu Garcia, and I'm gonna put some of those white Rage swimmers on this guy. That would look real nice. And then we've got a black and blue chatterbait. Black and blue. Might pair that up with some of those frogs or crawfish. Black and blue jig with the weed guard. And then 2 of these. Got 2 of these guys. It's a jig again. Let me give you a better look at that. Hold on a sec. Jig, weedless jig. You got that little screw at the top so it can be weedless. I got 2 of those, and that's pretty much it for the bass. Some weights, drop shot weights, worm hooks for those worms and stuff I can be throwing. And then we'll move on to the last box, the multi-species box. So this will be for catfish, maybe some trout, depending on how we fish. I mean, we've got big old 3-ounce egg sinkers for catfish, 2-ounce kind of trolling weight, 2 bells, some egg sinkers, 1-ounce little flat sinkers, some nail clippers, and here are those, oh, these are the little split shots. And then here are those little jig heads. They are, oh, they are 1/8. They're just smaller. Just a smaller head on these guys. Some sharp little size 4 hooks for bluegill. Anything is really gonna be fighting over there. Another egg sinkers. Sliders, bullet weights, snap swivels, circle hooks for catfish, and then spoons. I mean, mostly trout, but bass will bite those too sometimes. So those are our 2 boxes. This is the fishing bag. And that's an overview of everything pretty much there. There you go. I mean, that's for Berryessa 2K19. Oh, and then right there, that little black rod kind of thing, that's a pole holder. But we'll probably only have one of those in at a time. Should be a good weekend.